Welcome to Living in Beauty. It's Wednesday, November 13th, 2019, day 1,213 on the road, and we're in northern New Mexico, waiting out the third Arctic blast we've experienced in the last 2 weeks. No, we're not making our way south for the winter. We're being pushed. Sometimes Mother Nature rushes us, but last autumn, she took her own sweet time. What's the saying? A watched pot never boils, and the trees rush for no man? Despite our best laid plans, we missed peak autumn foliage in Vermont. 2 weeks of carefully planned leaf peeping only rewarded us with teasing blushes from the canopy. But we're not complaining. Viewing the most coveted displays of blazing leaf color in New England was not in the climate cards for us. Fortunately, Jim plans for every snafu and wisely booked us in advance at Little River State Park, where an abundance of superb kayaking, cycling, and hiking made central Vermont feel like home sweet home. Also, the nearby villages of Stowe, Waterbury, Montpelier, and Burlington, all less than 30 miles from our beautiful campsite, captivated our senses with the blessings of harvest and filled our days with a flurry of once-in-a-lifetime activities. Like so many state parks, Little River began with a flood in 1927. Torrential rains caused a disaster that drove residents to their rooftops. Between 1935 and 1938, the Civilian Conservation Corps, in cooperation with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, constructed Waterbury Reservoir and Dam. The CCC camp at the park was a fully operating, thriving community with more than 80 buildings housing more than 2,000 during its peak years. Today, Little River State Park is one of the most popular recreation areas in central Vermont. Open from mid-May to late October, Little River has 70 dry camp RV sites, no water, electricity, or sewer hookups. There are parking areas to accommodate day use. 2 large camping loops are split in half by Stevenson Brook. Loop A has 57 campsites, 7 wood-sided lean-tos, and 4 cabins. Loop B has 23 campsites, 13 lean-tos, and 1 cabin. The cabins have electricity, and many have private lake views. When we arrived in mid-September, Loop B was closed for the season. In addition to the large loops, Little River also has 27 first-come, first-served lakeside campsites, which are only accessible by boat or kayak and are free of charge. All RV sites are back-in with hard-packed dirt pads and gravel driveways. Most sites are thickly shaded, so charging batteries with solar is a no-starter. We purchased propane a few miles away at the Waterbury hardware store next to Shaw's supermarket. Most of the sites are spacious with dense buffer strips to provide privacy and sound barriers between sites. While most sites can accommodate the largest RVs, there are some slanted and tiered sites that can only accommodate a car and tent camping. This campground is clean, not a shred of micro-trash anywhere. Upon departures, a Johnny-on-the-spot Park Service team arrived within moments to thoroughly clean and prep the site for the new occupants. There is only one dump station near the entrance. Potable water and a boat wash area are also near the entrance. Trash and recycling bins are beside the road on the way to Loop B. Our WeBoost cell service booster kept us connected. The park does not provide Wi-Fi, but we had 3 bars LTE and experienced no service problems accessing the internet. But as we explored the park, we noticed that Verizon coverage varied throughout. Leashed pets are allowed on all the trails and in the boat launch area. Pets are not allowed in the designated swimming area, neither are pets welcome in the cabins, although Bear Cabin has recently been designated as pet-friendly with restrictions. Little River is a kayaking paradise. The 850-acre reservoir meanders through the green mountain foothills. The authorities allow canoes, kayaks, stand-up paddling, and bass and trout fishing with a license. Motorboating and water skiing are allowed, but much of the lake is quite shallow and marked "no wake," so it's safe and desirable to paddle along the jagged, rocky shoreline to view the beautiful forest edge. Inside the park, the miles and miles of uncrowded hiking trails, ranging from easy to difficult, ensure many days well spent with Mother Nature. Most hikes are a nice, gentle ascent up the mountainside and loop back down to the campground. Trails are well marked and maintained. We particularly enjoyed the Ricker Mills Farm Settlement. Even more trails are provided at Mount Mansfield and Putman State Forest, as well as Camel's Hump, Mount Elmore, and Waterbury Center State Parks, all just a short drive from Little River. While the park offers an extensive maze of mountain bike trails, we prefer rail trails. There are dozens of scenic rail trails within 20 miles of the park. We loved the Stowe Recreation Path and the Lamoille Valley Rail Trail. There are no laundry facilities within the park, but the hot showers are happy to take your quarters. 8 minutes will cost you $1. There are 3 shower locations within the park. 2 of the shower facilities have been recently updated. The old facility might be 50 years old, but it's clean. There are 2 playgrounds, but why? With all the outdoor activities? Hiking, swimming, sandy beaches, and boating, Little River is already a family paradise. Canoe and kayak rentals are available. A volunteer-run outdoor museum has fun, hands-on activities so children and adults can learn more about the natural and cultural history of the park. Sublime solitude in this protected woodland is a real bargain. We paid $23.50 per night for our 14-day stay at a cost of $329. Nearby Waterbury has some wonderful restaurants like Maxie's, The Reservoir, and Prohibition Pig Brewery. Just up the street from Stowe, we stopped in to pay homage at Montpelier, the state capital. There, we visited Morse Farm Maple Sugar Works for a free self-guided tour of the authentic sugar house and a fascinating stroll through the Maple Trail. Cold Hollow Cider Mill, just down the street, has a free demonstration and samples of their freshly pressed cider. Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream Factory, only a 10-minute drive from Little River Campground, rolls out the red carpet with cheerful visitor center, museum, gift shop, and a free tour. The delightful 30-minute tour includes a documentary film, a viewing of the factory, and a free sample of the daily flavor, which is sometimes an experimental flavor, like jalapeno pickle ice cream. At Ben & Jerry's, you never know. We wrapped up our visit at the Scoop Shop, where limited edition flavors are featured with old favorites like Chunky Monkey. Free parking and an RV lot are provided. Ben & Jerry's is American culture at its finest. Burlington on Lake Champlain, about a 30-minute drive from Little River State Park, hosts the largest Oktoberfest in Vermont. If we'd known how cool this event is, we would have adorned ourselves in Lederhosen and Dirndl. Oh well, next time. Just be warned, beer, live music, and sunset on Lake Champlain on a warm autumn evening can result in serotonin overload. As we sampled local brews, the sun slowly melted into the sparkling harbor with the Adirondack Mountains in the distance, the sky constantly changing color and hue like a torch singer who changes her dress between each set. And the Vermont Pumpkin Chuckin' Festival punctuated the end of an epic 2 weeks in autumn in Vermont. Without any expectations, we quickly learned that the VPCF is a serious competition and a mighty display of daring-do, by dedicated trebuchet engineers of every age and gender. Oh, it can be a day of heartbreak when wind conditions or a loose cable or some offbeat factor cuts the pumpkin's flight short of its planned goal. And it's also a day of exhilarating joy when a humble squash exceeds all expectations on the field of glory. But in the end, the victory is in knowing that it's not the thing you fling, but the fling itself. With no evidence of rain, seasoned audience members brought umbrellas. We learned that's because when a squash reaches a certain velocity, it will explode while airborne. We also learned to stand well behind the tape, wear a hat, and that picking seeds and pumpkin flesh off the back of your neighbor's sweater is good form for audience members. So even though the experts said the season was in full swing, we almost forgot why we were there. Oh yeah, the leaves. We also missed the crowds and the touristy bumper-to-bumper drive along Highway 100. And to be honest, we kind of enjoyed the anticipation. Being in the right place at the right time can be an art, a science, or just a decision. We can't think of a better place than Little River to miss peak season foliage. But if you know of one, please share in the comments section. Little River has a 21-day maximum stay, so we could have stayed another week. But we met a Canadian couple who advised us to cross Lake Champlain to see color. Nice tip. Canada is just 146 miles up the road with a French country winery to overnight along the way. We could almost smell the fresh croissant from Little River. Montreal, just the place to celebrate Jim's 65th Medicare birthday. Bon voyage. Thank you for joining us at Living in Beauty. If you like this post and want to be notified when a new one is released, please enter your email address and click the follow button at the bottom of this page. For more info, check out our travel maps and facts. Okay, that's it for now. Safe travels and see you next time.